Hello my lovelies, this is Tangi from Tangi's Cakery and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making cupcake toppers for a little future scientist. But before we get into all that, click that subscribe button below and give that like button some love for more sweet content. Also, hit that notification bell if you'd like to get notified every time I upload. If you'd like to see some of my previous creations, follow us on Instagram, that's at Tangi's Cakery. Alright, let's get into this, shall we? When it comes to cupcakes like these, it's always an undertaking. That's because, first of all, it's a highly uncommon design. I've been making cupcakes professionally for about 6 years now, and this is the first time I'm making cupcakes like these. That means I have no cutters at all and everything will be done from scratch. Secondly, I couldn't even buy these cutters if I wanted to because they are quite hard to find here, and even if they weren't hard to find, I'd end up buying something I'm only going to use a handful of times. So it's going to be a waste. I'd rather just make them. It was time to put my thinking cap on. I approached these toppers the way I do with most things I have to make myself. I just look at the shapes in the picture itself and then I assemble them to form the complete image I'm going for. As you saw with the microscope, I just made a half circle, a few rectangles, and a teeny tiny ball of fondant. Put them all together and voila, you have your microscope. The second design gave me a little more thinking work. I ended up just using a piping tip to make 3 circles that are slightly overlapping, and I cut out the outline only. Then I used the same piping tip to make each circle into a thin crescent shape. I brushed some water to the outer edges and secured it onto my topper, which I drew a full circle on. I didn't add water to the middle so I could cut out that middle part because it's not needed. I removed it and there you have it. The third design is super easy. You just cut out a circle a little smaller than your topper, punch a small hole in the middle of it, and then divide the circle into 6. After that, you just attach 3 of the black 6 circles to your topper, spacing them out evenly, then you add a little fondant ball in the middle. The fourth design is also quite simple. I just freehanded a flask out of white fondant and painted a yellow quote-unquote chemical that was bubbling out. I then outline everything in black. The magnet toppers I made by rolling out a thin log of fondant, red fondant, which I then shaped around a piping tip just to give me an idea of how long I wanted to cut the little fondant pieces. Then I used that first template to cut out a few more. I then shaped them all and added them to the topper with some water. I rolled out a little oval in grey, cut it in half and pasted one half at each end. The food color I used turned my water yellow. Then I drew little squiggly lines just to give it a little bit of life, you know. You will have to excuse my hand in the way for the next one here. I just drew some overlapping ovals to form my atom. To depict the protons, electrons and neutrons, I first just made some black dots, but I didn't like how plain it was. So I added different colored little balls of fondant. I think that looks way better. To write happy birthday, I just made little squares that represent or look like elements of the periodic table. I also added a last minute topper that I didn't get to film because I realized I didn't have enough toppers at the end. So I just drew benzene rings right out of my head. I didn't even bother to look for accurate ones. If you've watched my videos before, you've probably picked up that I blunder a lot. That's my superpower, blunder girl if you will. But anyways, that's the end of today's tutorial. Please support my channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!